finishing up the chapter. But as we're going through the prayer hour, and you can't hate just have a broken heart and be burdened about all the different stuff going on. As you begin to hear what's going on in somebody else's life, and then when you're not here at church, you begin to look and reflect in your own life, and you begin to see the pain and suffering you're feeling and experiencing in your own family. But then when you come to church, you realize that you're not alone. You're not by yourself. So whatever you may be having your head down, saying, "Woe is me," just pick your head up, roll your shoulders back. You know what? We're all in this together. But God is capable of holding all of us, giving us what we need at the right time, at the right moment, at the right measure to help us get where we need to be in life and where He wants us to be. And we're going to talk about that today a little bit. And basically the title of this message is Discerning the Will of God. Discerning the Will of God. So I'm going to go ahead and read the text here coming out of James chapter 4, starting from verse 13, going all the way to verse 17. And then we're going to see what God has for us in this message here. And let's go ahead and read here, starting from verse 13. It says, "Go to now, ye that say, today or tomorrow we will go into such a city and continue there a year and buy and sell and get gain. Whereas ye know not what shall be on tomorrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor, something that's here a moment and gone tomorrow, that appeareth for a little time and then vanisheth away. For that ye ought to say, if the Lord's will, we shall live and do this or that. But now we rejoice in your boasting. All such rejoicing is evil. Therefore, to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin." This text here still fits into the overall theme of what James is trying to bring out of this Jewish community or this Jewish church that's scattered abroad, trying to make them mature. We've seen in chapter 1 how he's telling them about how we can achieve triumph in our trials. I'm not going to go in all the outlines for each one of those sermons, but it was like 3 different messages. And then we see in chapter 2, he also continued about the quality that they needed to experience when as a mature believer. He talks about have love without impartiality. And we should love, and our love should produce good works. We're not saved by our good works, but our salvation should produce good works. That is something that need to be seen. So if I say I'm a believer, and I'll give my faith and put my life in Jesus' hand, good works should follow. But so often we see bad works coming out of those who say they're believers, doing things that is ungodly, things that are out of alignment or out of the bounds of what God expects of us. And then we come to chapter 3. In chapter 3, James started talking about the tongue and how powerful the tongue is. Even though it's small, little device can do great harm. But even though it may cause great harm, it also can do great things for us in a good way. Because the tongue can build people up when they're at their lowest state. I mean, somebody might have came in here today discouraged. I mean, they've probably been just beat down for whatever going throughout the week, maybe facing some trials in their life. And I can just imagine my relatives now. I think I mentioned to the men's prayer meeting, I had a cousin who just died from COVID. And the family, his older brother died about 4 months ago from COVID. And now the younger brother just died. And now the mom and dad only have one child left. Just imagine what they're going through.